Nathan Cleverly, you are the Commonwealth light heavy champion, and just 2 months after lifting that belt, you are now making the first defence of your title, which on paper could be a dangerous guy. Douglas Otieno, 19 wins, but looks like he's got some good experience behind him. How have you prepared for this?
Yeah, he's got a good record. He's had 19 fights, 18 wins, so he's a bit more experienced than me. But that's the danger point with this fight, is the fact that it's the unknown. I'm fighting a guy who I've never heard of. I don't know how old he is even, but that's where the preparation comes in hand. And I've trained well with my dad and Alan. I've had good one-to-one training. Unfortunately, straight after the Tony Oki fight, I didn't leave my fitness, go to ruins. I stayed ticking over with my training, and I had the phone call then saying that they want me to defend my title, so I was always ready to step up the training. And it seems strange because the fight is upon me already. It seems like yesterday that I was actually in the ring with Tony Oki winning the belt.
Has the unknown been good, that you don't know much about him? Has that sort of added a bit of spice to the training?
Yeah, and the fact that he's got a good record. I suppose he's coming with a good reputation. So, when I read about him, I instinctively, I thought, I'm ready for this. I want to be up for it. So that's good. It gets my mindset correct, and I'm focused, and it's good. I got something in front of me that's going to be a challenge, and a good challenge, and I'm ready for it.
How has being Commonwealth champion affected your training in terms of maybe motivation?
I was always motivated before, but this takes me to another level where I've got the responsibility of being champion. Now I'm champion, I've got to remain champion. So that's always the hard bit, and a lot of fighters fail. That's when they become unstuck, because boxing's a hard sport, and when you're champion, people are gunning for you. So there's going to be so many light heavyweights gunning for me, but let me tell you, I'm going to be prepared for every fight from now on, and I'm going to be victorious.
They do say retaining a belt is always harder than winning it in the first time. Have you put that bit of pressure on yourself training for this fight, that you know that obviously you don't want to lose that belt in your first defence?
Oh, no way. There's no way am I going to lose this belt. This means the world to me. I want to use this belt as a stepping stone, not just. I don't want this to be the pinnacle of my career. I want this to be one of the stepping stones. So I've got to use it as motivation. I hate losing. I've always been brought up with a winning mentality, and I'm sure that I'll pull it off again.
What was it like coming home to South Wales, being light heavy Commonwealth champion, and obviously all your fans and friends would have seen it on TV? What was it like coming home with that belt?
Oh, it's fantastic. What a feeling. It didn't really sink in until, a week or so later, when I was actually celebrating. I thought, I'm Commonwealth champion. And it's nice because I'm such a young age, and, people write you off, he's too immature. He hasn't developed the maturity yet, the man strength, but I proved them wrong, and things can only get better now. Provided I keep mentally on focus, then it's all open for me. Have
you become a little superstar? Are people recognising you now in the streets?
Yeah, there's more and more every day is getting more recognisable, but I can't leave that get to my head. I've got to keep my feet on the ground, and I've got to use that as motivation, and not, some people go the other way and think they love the glory and they think they've cracked it, but when you think you've cracked it, that's when you become unstuck. So I've got to back to basics. Tell me a
little bit about the team around you, your father, Vince Cleverly, and Alan Davis. First of all, Alan Davis, how important is he to you?
Very important. With my dad, sometimes the relationship can become a bit stale, as in all father and son relationships. There's that little bond there that can cause animosity sometimes. So when Alan, with Alan involved, it breaks it up, and it varies my training a little bit, so it makes it more interesting, and I've always got a second opinion. So it's always good.
We've seen them both working with you on the pads in there. How are they differ when you are in the ring with them and you're training? What's the difference between your father and between Alan?
Yeah, there is a difference. well, a big difference, to be honest. My father's more, he's a shorter guy. He goes for speed work, stamina, whereas Alan is more boxing and long length work and a little bit more power. So the variation, it's a perfect mix, really. And I think it showed against Oki, to be honest. All that one-to-one training with my dad and Alan, it's coming to tuition, and I think it showed against Oki, and I just want to take it to another level now as well.
Watching you train today, it looked like you were hitting harder and faster. Do you feel like you're hitting harder and faster?
Yeah, well, since I made the change in camps, since I've come over to my dad and Alan, it takes a lot of time for the training initially to take its toll, which it comes out, weeks and weeks later. You see the full effects of it, and I think you saw a lot in the Oki fight, but the delay of all the training is eventually coming out now, and the power work we've been practicing on, the speed work, I'm back to the speed work with my dad, which is vitally important for the build of me and the style I am. I require speed and stamina, and it's just perfect. Yeah, it's just going really well. It's just I've got to put it into action now in the actual fight.